and we're gonna have to do the introduction again.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now you're here. Sorry, that was my fault, my mistake. Okay, I'm a little bit nervous, but we're all here. So today we are doing this for Child Foundation Brazil. It's a child group that's been taking care of kids in need in Brazil for the past 3 or 4 years, and they've been helping like more than 100,000 kids for around six states in Brazil right now. So they are an awesome group, and they've been doing like a lot of good things for us. So every cent you guys donate for us in here, everything will go to them. And you have to take in consideration that $1 is like six reais for us. So $1 for us can make a lot of difference right now. Um and before we start introducing the introduction of everyone, I know you guys already know everyone. For people on Facebook, Facebook live stream, there's a function of closed captions. So if you like have difficulty of hearing or cannot hear us a lot very well, or for some reason your family keep doing a lot of noises because quarantine, everyone is at home. There's a closed caption function, and it's pretty good actually. I've been trying that. It's work, works real great. I am Victor Silveira. I'm creator of ecowatchpoint Brazil. I don't know. Oh, the donation link on Twitter is, if you scroll down, you're gonna see like donate here, and it's gonna be there. Everything we get is gonna go to them. Don't worry. Um,
Super cool.
yes. Okay. Oh my God. Also, for people in Brazil, we are not gonna do this live stream in Portuguese. I'm not gonna translate vocally everything they're gonna say because I don't want to stop the flow of everything we're gonna talk. But there are two people who are going to do the translation with in text for the chat, and that's Newfern, Taina Kaori, and Giovanna. Giovanna, that is a streamer. They are a good friend of mine. Taina, new friend, is my wife, so we are all working on this together. So I hope you guys enjoy.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yay.
Oh, I spoke too much.
Aww.
You're doing great.
Thank you. Jen, do you remember the last time we did this live stream? You were walking.
It was a disaster.
No, it was not a disaster. It was great. But
We
you
had
were,
so much fun.
Yeah, you were walking on New York. Did you like ever thought that 2 years from that day, all of this is gonna be happening, like all this quarantine and stuff?
Sweetheart, how could I possibly have? It was
that is-
insane.
that
It was the
was-
beginning of this summer, and we had an apartment in by Coney Island in Brighton Beach, and I was walking along the boardwalk talking to you, and we had like all these connectivity issues, and you were such a doll, and your whole crew were so sweet and so nice, and I was so happy to be doing it. But did it ever occur to me that 2 years later we'd all be together, and that there would be such a thing as Zoom? And we could all be like coming together to hang out for good, for like to try to do good for children in Brazil. It most definitely never occurred to me. Definitely not. Yeah.
So this is my first time ever talking to Lucy too. I did the stream already with Carol, with Jan, and with Anjali. I'm gonna mispronunciate your name a lot.
That's
I'm
okay,
sorry.
Anjali.
I'm sorry. I tried. But this is my first time doing this live stream with Feodor. We already tried to book this one, but it didn't work. Like we waited for a week to do this, and in the day of the live stream, my whole neighborhood went out of energy.
Oh no.
10 minutes before we start the live stream, was horrible. I felt so bad about it. And this is actually my first time speaking with Lucy.
Hi.
Ever. I have like the pleasure to meet Michael, Anjali, Carolina, and Jessica doing back to 2018. We met. Yep. But Jen, we only only spoke only over the internet. So what we're gonna do here today is I prepare like a bunch of questions for ask for all of you. People send me questions for we can ask all of you too, and I'm probably gonna be directing some individual questions for you guys as well. By the way, people on the stream, I am from Brazil. Sorry for my English. This is the best I can do during under pressure.
Doing great.
Pushing down on me.
You're crushing it. You're doing great.
Thank you.
Great.
That's an honor coming from Ursa.
That's remember who you are. That's that, right? That's
yes. So, okay, the first thing I want to ask for all of you is, how are you guys? How are you guys feeling right now? How this quarantine, how this incredibly insane moment of our all lives is affecting you guys? How are you guys feeling? How are you?
I'm surviving. I live with 9 roommates, and it's really hard to deal with them all at the same time.
They're
but
all
we
in
take
your
turns.
head, but
Yeah. I'm making fun. No, good, trying to keep sane and hoping voiceover work comes along.
We're doing, I mean, there are 2 levels, there are several levels on which that question pertains. On overall, obviously, there is a sense of uncertainty and concern and a little a little bit of fear here. But in terms of our own sanity and well-being, I and my family are doing well. We're firmly ensconced in our castle, and I've got the little dog, the little 4-legged dog, and my big 2-legged dog with me. So we're having a good time. But it really is. It's been an interesting time to figure out what really matters. If that makes sense in terms of stripping away a lot of things that we used to think were important, but then when something like this happens, both globally and personally,
yes.
You start to reassess a lot of your priorities. And so there's been a lot of family time. There's been a lot of nurturing time. There's been a lot of trying to take care of ourselves and our community time. And a lot less trying to rush around and get a million things done.
Yeah.
Which has these folks can attest to is my normal state of affairs. So so it's nice to finally not think that everything is something to worry about when you realize that there are much bigger concerns in the world. So but we're doing well. I mean, I happily get to see these guys. Since we have FaceTime and Zoom and all of the technology. The only person I haven't seen until now is Michael, and I'm so happy that we can actually all keep in touch. And I almost feel like we're keeping in touch a little bit more than we normally do with folks who are far away because of the feeling of everybody wanting to connect a little bit more because we're all home. So it's been a good time. All things considered.
Jan?
Who's up next? Oh, I'm up next?
Yeah.
It depends on when you ask me. I mean, today I'm okay. Seriously. Today right now I'm okay. I'm good. Of this gang, I'm the only one who has a kid in the middle of all of this.
Oh, yeah.
So that parenting through this has been challenging. I'm being very diplomatic. It has definitely been a challenging feat parenting through this. And Lucie and I both live in New York City. So we sort of are in this like Blade Runner reality, and I'm also parenting. So it's been a kind of interesting moment.
And Mickey makes life exciting even just in normal life. Too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Under the most normal. And he's good.
He's a great kid. I love him, but
he's a great kid. He's a great kid.
24 hours a day, like everything.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's a
lot of character.
Yeah, it's a lot. So that's been really challenging. So the 3 of us, like my husband Robin, Mickey, and I, like getting it all done. So there are moments that are really fun and are really sweet and are funny, and we've completely gone off of any normal regular schedule. Like we go to bed late, we wake up late, who knows what the hell is going on. But we're all kind of managing to get our work done, and miraculously all three of us have work. I mean, I have so many friends and so many people in my life who don't have work and are in panics about that.
Yeah.
And thankfully, and knock on wood, that isn't the case for any of the three of us. So we all have things to do. And I mean, I feel like it's all the more important to be connecting and to be seeing people, even if you have to see people virtually, and to really be, making sure that people know that there are point people there for them, whether it's all of our fan base and whether it's our family, whether it's our friends, whether I feel like feeling seen, feeling heard, feeling recognized couldn't be more important at a moment like this. So I'm very happy when I get to engage with my community and with all of my people and my friends and my highlight.
Stream engaged.
Yay! And the highlight of on the ground was Lucie and I took a walk for her birthday and found ourselves on a magical boat ride. Like we sort of found ourselves on this crazy birthday boat ride for her. And that literally has been the highlight of the last 2 months. Like that was the most amazing moment. So I'm happy to see you, honey. I'm happy. I know it's Vish's birthday, so we all get to be celebratory.
I'm gonna blush so hard. Please stop. Don't do it now.
It's true. We're going to do it.
Yeah,
it's happening. It's coming.
I know.
Is that what did you say it's his birthday?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's his birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Says the cake is not a lie. You have to eat it all.
Yeah. Michael, tell me your side of the story.
I mean, I think a lot like everyone else has said, I was excited about today because this is probably the most social interaction with a big group of people that I've had in the entire, last couple months. So I'm excited to talk to everyone and see everyone.
Lucie?
Yeah. Well, they say it's okay to talk to objects and plants as long as they don't answer back. So, no, but definitely what Jen was talking about. We had this amazing experience together, and that kind of brought back like a new faith in the future or whatever. But I feel very grateful and very privileged to be able to be at home, and that my family's healthy and that my friends are healthy. And so it's tough to deal with, but I feel very grateful and privileged. So
yeah. Feodor, how is to deal with this in a new recently married life?
Well, it's been great. I was saying, like, if this was COVID-15, I would have been single, completely alone, and it's a terrible apartment, just sweating away because the window AC unit was garbage. And it's like, thank God. That sounds weird to say thank God it's COVID. But at least it wasn't COVID.
We get it.
I thought that when you posted that video, I kept on thinking, I was like, which years would be terrible years for
right. Which is the COVID that you wouldn't
wouldn't want that COVID.
Right. It's like that would have been the worst. Yeah. But it's a great time to have a wife. And I'm very grateful to have one.
Talk about your facial hair
and a pool and a backyard.
She claims that she enjoys it, so I think she's maybe just humoring me. But yeah,
you look great. You look great on that goatee.
Oh, thank you. But
it's very
you don't have to kiss me, so that's the.
Wait, does it? I thought he
frowned
did.
upon right
Not
now.
that we don't want
yet.
to.
It is his birthday. It is his birthday.
Quarantine is gonna end soon.
It is.
So, like on the idea of all this thing we have to think about and like wonder what's the future is gonna be. I want to do like this first question to Michael. Michael, I don't. You're probably gonna remember this, but on a GDC 2017, you did a panel like about building a better future, a future worth fighting for like on this creation process of Overwatch. Um, how hard was that? How hard was to create, and how accomplished have you felt after creating everything you did? I'm sorry to say, but I don't know how many people worked with you on this process. I don't know if it was only you, because everything that felt it was like, oh, that guy is doing this alone. So yeah, we never know how many people.
Single-handed.
Yeah. So from my side, all I know is you created everything, and it's amazing. Actually, by your creation, you allowed us to happen, this movement to happen. So we are all proud of you. But how was this
Here,
process?
here.
How was this process, and how happy that you feel that you connected so many people, including all these people that are here right now?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, obviously, it's not a one person thing. The idea of building a future worth fighting for was important to the entire team, and is really like the backbone of the Overwatch universe.
Mhm.
You know, I think that when we started as a team talking about what Overwatch would be and what the world of Overwatch would be, we all had this feeling of like, you know, we wanted to, you know, maybe something a little more positive, something a little more that wore its emotions on its sleeve. Like we'd seen a lot of like kind of darker, grittier things, and like, you know, I worked on Diablo. I love dark and gritty, but we thought like, wouldn't it be interesting maybe to just flip it a little bit and show a world where everything was really hopeful and optimistic, and where, you know, the future turned out right. And I think that's something that was really important to us. And so, you know, especially in times like these where, you know, the entire world is kind of facing all these challenges, I guess together but apart. I'd like to think that, you know, Overwatch for some people has you know, sort of inspired this sense of togetherness between us, even though, you know, we can't be with each other, or, you know, maybe people who met, you know, playing Overwatch and have never been together. So yeah, I think one of the greatest parts of the experience in general is just kind of meeting and making connections with people, not just these wonderful people here sharing the stream with me, but just with the, you know, the entire community.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, I did a little bit digging on you guys. So Lucie, I have a question for you.
No.
Oh no!
Yeah.
You did dig on me.
Yeah, because like I'm gonna be a host of this stream. I need to know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, but like it's really simple questions. Alright, don't worry.
The answer is I was young and needed the money.
Jail time question. Yeah.
I'm not that young either. That's it. That it was recently, is what I'm saying. It was.
Okay, I'm sorry. You go ahead.
Okay, the first one is one question that community must know what Mercy thinks about it. Okay, it's not you, it's Mercy. All right, incorporate her.
Yeah,
How did
okay.
you feel when they removed the mass resurrection from your character? The most incredible ability that she had.
How did I feel? Well, I have to be honest. I was so angry. No, I wasn't. I didn't play the game enough to be like really angry about the fact that this ability was no longer there. So I took it more from the standpoint that it's cool that they keep players on their toes, and they go against popular opinion, and they kind of like insert these little shock moments to keep people moving and keep them on their toes, and to direct attention to other characters that, you know, maybe weren't getting the same sort of love and playtime. And so I thought it was cool, and I thought it was a cool sort of message to send out to the community too, that there's going to be unpopular changes, but they're gonna do what kind of feels right for them and the integrity of what kind of a game they want to create. Long, serious answer. I'm sorry.
This was more serious than I expected. Okay. So the digging, it was not like nothing much, but the thing I want to know is like all of you guys have like a lot of experience. You guys did like a lot of traveling. You study a lot, and you, from what I read, was the one who had like a highly artistic family around you, and you were created around that. How much of impact that they being like your mom was a director and singer, I think. Yeah.
Is still alive.
Yes. Yes. Sorry. I don't know. I didn't go that deep. Sorry. But
Yeah.
how much of that, how much of your family inspired or directed you to do who you are now?
Yeah, no, I understand what you're asking, and absolutely, I think everything uh, everything I do is inspired by them, and surely because I grew up in the theater and art world, I never thought of doing anything else with my life, and that's always where I felt most at home. And no, in my family, nobody really does comedy, so I guess that was something that where I was taken in a different direction. But yeah, that's how I grew up, and that's everything I know. And so it's hugely inspiring always. And yeah, I don't know. I can't really say, if it was the chicken or the egg, if I would have been the way that I am anyway, artistically. But I think that everything about me is informed by the way I grew up, like most of us.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So there's been a lot of question from the community. So the first one is from Michael Chu. People want to know your thoughts on Overwatch 2. I'm sorry, but you know that it was coming.
Well, it's certainly a game that's coming out. There's not very much I can say, certainly at this point, without getting in serious trouble. I think what I can probably safely say is that it's next chapter of the Overwatch story that's been building up for a while, and so yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of what people are hoping for.
Yeah.
Please don't sue me, Blizzard.
No, they're not. But, like,
That was
you
sufficiently
still, like,
vague. I think you're okay.
Yeah, it was perfect. Was you like really involved with the second part?
Sorry?
Was like how much involved you were with Overwatch 2 before you leaving?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Overwatch 2, one of the big things, right, is that it's going to have a more traditional story. So I definitely was working with the team to architect that.
Did someone say architect?
Ben, right?
By the way, there is a question for Anjali and Karol. Both of you did like the cosplay of your characters.
Mm-hmm.
How did it felt? Like not only being the voice, but actually being on the big stage where you were your character this time. Not only the voice, but acting as them.
It was amazing. The people who helped us, Kelton Cheng and Melanie Jasmine, who were responsible for putting it all together, are both extraordinary creatives and cosplayers in their own right. And I mean, not only did it give us so much extra respect, we already had so much respect for cosplayers, but that much more appreciation for what they do. But it was empowering. It's both of us are actors outside of
What's Theo laughing at? What the heck is Theo laughing at?
Nothing.
Theo's always laughing.
I don't know. I'm enjoying this
Happy to be here.
Yeah, enjoying this conversation.
Go on.
So
I'm sorry.
It was empowering because both of us are performers. In addition to being voice actresses, we also do TV and film and stage and all of that. So it's not unusual for us to be able to get dressed in costume and go out into the world. But to that extent, and with the prosthetics and the whole thing, it was so. I can attest to this. At the end of the day, our first time doing it, I was like, I want to go out in this. Let's go. Come on. we've been doing this for 12 hours. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go somewhere and let's mess with people at the 7-Eleven. Let's do something. I don't want to take this off.
I was ready to rip my wig off. I was like, I'm done with this.
And I was like, I love these horns. This is great. This whole prosthetic thing is like getting a facelift. It's fantastic. So it was, yeah, really, really wonderful experience. And again, we are so incredibly lucky that we had Kelton and Melanie putting it on us and creating it for us, and so much respect for people who do that all by themselves, because there's no way. I can barely dress myself in the morning, so there's no way that I can imagine putting all of that together myself in any way. But it's really fun to inhabit these characters physically as well as. So.
Yeah, I wonder. Like, it felt like by all the pictures that you guys have, like, in a great time. Talking about pictures, 2018, you took the internet by storm by posting like thousands of Quokka's pictures.
No, I'm so upset. Quokkas are the greatest thing ever. They're so amazing. Look, we went to Caro and I were lucky enough to go down to Australia. Theo and has been down there before with Paul, and Lucie's been down there before too for this particular convention. We still got to get Jen out there. But one of the super cool things was, I mean, Caro was very excited to meet Chris Hemsworth, and I was very excited to meet Quokkas because I have loved Quokkas for forever. They're the most adorable little, like they're like the tour guides, or the like, welcome to our island. We're always smiling. They're the greatest little creatures, next to my dog, on the planet. So yeah, I'm a fan of the Quokka. I mean, it smiles, it's furry. It's a crowd pleaser.
Caro, how hard you have to hold her to not take one home?
I'm gonna leave that to Caro. How hard did you have to work to keep me from taking a Quokka home?
Guys, she was trying to, stuff them in purses and wherever they fit. But, those things actually, if they bite you, they can give you diseases. So I was being a little careful.
I mean, live on the edge.
Yeah, of course.
If a dog bites me, it can give me a disease too. So I'm still gonna have my dog.
So there's a question for all of you. From
Yeah.
Vermilion Zeta. Sorry if I mispronunciated. What are some of the most important things a voice actor needs in order to take a leap from the freelance work to professional recordings?
An agent?
Right this minute? Right now?
Like an agent?
Broadcast quality capabilities at home.
Yeah, that's true.
That's it. Right this
Source
minute?
Connect now,
Yes.
it's all doing
Apparently,
live
Source
streaming.
Connect is what it is.
All about the equipment, equipment and access. Like Theo said, it's agents, and like Jen said, it's equipment, because we're all having to do not just our auditions, but our actual recording sessions from home. So, so that's a bigger thing than it had been before, having the equipment at home.
Yeah, real talk. It's actually difficult to think that it might return to the way it was anytime soon, because people are doing it at home and it works. And like, why would you, need anyone to go out to a studio anymore? So yeah, if you are serious about it, I would think that now would be a good time to invest in some quality stuff, and hopefully it'll pay off at some point, I guess.
It's so strange, because it was a luxury for a long time, and then it was like, you've got an advantage if you had like that level recording capability at home. It was like, wow, lucky you. And then it became more common for people who didn't necessarily live in urban centers, if they didn't live in New York City or in Los Angeles or in places where you need it, but it wasn't essential so long as you had good enough equipment to do a good audition. And now you might as well not be in the industry if you don't have that level. Seriously, if you don't have that level equipment at home, you might as well just hang up your voiceoverista hat
right.
and not do anything anymore. It's very strange, and I don't think it's ever going back. I mean, I think that there will be engineers and there will be studios, but I think that if you want to do this professionally, you will have to have a certain level of equipment at home, period. Yeah.
No.
Awesome.
And it sounds daunting, but it's really, I think it's mainly the mic, because you don't need like an entire room. You really just your closet and just throw up some, pillows or whatever, and that's fine.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about like getting a whole studio or anything. But
Are you wearing pants right now, Theo? Because you don't. I mean, when you record in the booth, you just like.
I don't. It's really for my own comfort. It's how I connect with characters.
Wait, you guys are wearing pants?
No, right? I know.
I'm wearing PJs from now.
Pants are canceled. Pants are canceled.
Yeah, no, I'm all caftan.
February.
I'm Joe Caftan.
So, I would like to shout out for some donations that we have. Battery Age, thank you so much. Ludi X too.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Is there
Yes, real.
is there real Dove? Thank you a lot. Maisie
Oh, the real Dolly
Grove,
I love. Maisie! Mwah, hi. Yay.
Red Nalu, Ludi X, Taylor Tiano.
Bonnie's a star.
Taylor Titano? I'm sorry.
Taylor's a star.
It sounds like a little bit of Italian. Taylor Titano.
Hey,
Real hero.
Ken of Gastria?
Because these are some familiar names to us who are
Yeah.
consistently
Yeah.
Big Money Lovers. Oh, by the way, how do I pronounce your last name, please?
Bimani. Just pretend I'm Italian. Anjali Bimani. There you go.
Okay, Bimani. Okay.
Anjali
Grazie.
Binani, yeah.
Grazie.
Anjali
Okay.
two-handed.
Bimani Lovers and Haha Collectibles. Thank you so much for all the
Oh,
donations.
haha,
Oh, yeah.
Collectibles.
Thank you so much for all the donations.
It was Grant's birthday yesterday, guys.
Oh,
Happy
Happy birthday.
yes, happy birthday.
And thanks, Bimani lovers. Thanks for donating and thanks for loving me.
and thanks, Michael, for the call out. Okay, so there's okay, Michael, there's a question for you. From
Oh boy.
there are no name in here for this question. So, what is the biggest lesson and experience Overwatch story has left on you, and what are you working at the moment? By the way, this question I think it can go for everyone, but I want to start with Michael.
Yeah, I think the thing that I took away the most from Overwatch, and the thing that's probably going to inspire me for the rest of my life, is that when we were making Overwatch, we obviously wanted to have this really diverse and like broad set of heroes and characters, because we felt like representation was really important, and the ability for people to see characters who they could connect to because of some kind of shared backstory or shared background. And obviously I think in a lot of cases you see that worked, but the thing that actually was even more powerful to me is people connecting to characters who don't necessarily have something like immediately that you think like, oh, that person totally would get along with this character. And I think that seeing the kind of connections that people were able to make with people that they were not really familiar with cultures they're not as familiar with, I think is probably the most powerful thing about the experience. So yeah, I think it would be that.
Lucie, how about you?
What's the biggest thing I learned from Overwatch?
Biggest lesson and experience the story has.
Yeah, everything that Michael just said, and added to that, the experience of meeting the fans all over the world and all over this country, and so many different people really opened my eyes to how powerful a video game can be. I hadn't had any experience with that prior to this, and not only because it's a video game, but because of the way that it's played and how people meet each other and fall in love and form relationships and become friends, and and all over the world, just because you can play it online together, and and that it became this like home for what Michael said, for people that didn't feel represented or seen in that world or in the mainstream media. And that was a very special experience. And the biggest lesson, oh God, I think the biggest lesson I really learned is that most people are good people out there, and like they want to be good to each other, and they want to spread love, and they want, like, they're good. And I think, the media always feeds us this, like, this is bad and that person's bad and this, and, but when you meet all these people all over the world, you realize, like, yeah, most people are good. And that gives you a lot of hope. So I guess Overwatch was like a self-fulfilling prophecy of a better future that it's already built, just by connecting all these people. So
Awesome. Fyodor?
That was a great answer.
That was.
I can think that everything that Lucie just said, that really is true. And yeah, for me especially, I think it was getting to meet all the fans, and still getting to meet, because as an artist, you work your whole life, and you might never get the chance to reach people at a scale like that, and it's been a blessing to be a part of, and for something that is so inherently positive. I think it's a wonderful thing. So yeah, that's what I'll take with me.
Awesome. Cut off.
Oh, it's funny. I was thinking about everyone asked me if Sombra was bisexual, and I said I don't know.
And if in the story.
And so I said I don't know, but if she is, I'm super happy. And so then I asked Michael Chu. I said, hey, by any chance, like, is Sombra bisexual? And he said, I can't remember what the response, but that anytime Michael created a character, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Chu, you created the character and there was a possibility that they could be all sorts of things, and it was never this like definitive thing, oh, we're going to make this character gay, and this is the bisexual character. It's just like everybody is an open possibility for a bunch of things, just like Symmetra isn't just autistic. There are all these things that make her who she is, and Sombra could be bisexual or not, but that's not what defines her, because humans and cyborgs and whatever are complex. And it doesn't matter that this is this one thing that I think the world sometimes fixates on or focuses on, that it's like, oh, well, she's the gay one, or she's the bi one, or she's the Latina, or the German. Like, that's not it. It's just like all this wide array of our skills and charm and sass and sarcasm. And I love that, so whatever Sombra is, I'm all down for it, because I think it's great, and I celebrate all the characters' attributes and flaws, and that's been a great learning experience for me to kind of like see it that way.
Anjali, oh my god, I'm gonna learn it.
Can I help you with that, Victor? So you know how you say angel Portuguese? Yes. Anjo.
Okay.
Anjali.
Okay. Way better. Easier
now.
Oh,
that was good.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Carl. Carl speaks like 27 languages, so she has us all over the world.
Wow.
Yeah. She barely uses Google Translator, for sure.
Definitely. So yeah, what I was, for me, I think it's an amalgam of what Lucie was talking about and what Garo was talking about, is that what I'm consistently reminded of over and over again, connecting with this community and talking to people about their stories and about what has touched them and seeing it in play, is that the importance of seeing depictions of characters that you can identify with that are indeed unique because of the sum of their parts. It's not necessarily like, I've said this before, it's not even just representation, it's inclusion, it's inclusivity, because there's a sense that there's someone for everyone to identify with for some reason. It could be any reason. It could be just a character trait that they have that has nothing to do with what they look like or nothing to do with where they're from. They're all a sum of their unique experiences, and those unique experiences and how they deal with them. And so, for example, Symmetra has been such an inspiration to me, because in learning more about the character, as Michael shared more and as the comic came out and everything, you see how she has this upbringing and she has the challenges that she has, but she never uses it as a reason to give up. She instead uses it as a reason to push forward and to continue to build a better world, and to take all of the challenges she has and funnel it into her passion. And I feel like people who see heroes depicted in a game or on television or in movies, they see heroes that they can identify with. They can then see the hero in themselves and feel inspired to go out and do things that they maybe weren't inspired to do, whether those are grand gestures or just small things about taking care of people in their community, or pushing forward in a career that they were scared to take on, or pushing past their own disabilities. And so that for me, it's been a consistent reminder that there is nothing that you are that can't be useful and can't be inspiring to yourself and to other people. That's been, and because as actors, we're constantly told, we're rejected on a regular basis when we're going to auditions and whatnot. So having that constant reminder that whatever it is that makes you unique and you unique and you unique and you unique, all of those things are so important to the world, and the world would be less than without it. And I think this game really, really proves that, both through the community and through the game itself.
I love that.
Yeah.
The end.
Theo, do you have anything to say about it?
I think I'm the one who was let off the hook so far.
From Jen.
Yeah, I was the
Jen.
last. I was like, wow,
Yeah,
he saved me for the end. Okay, it's okay. I was like, wow, Theo's gonna go again.
Because
wow, Victor, you're
I was
vicious.
taken away.
You're brutal, man.
I was taken away by Anjali's words. I flew off for a second.
It's like poor Theo, man.
Sorry.
Oh no.
It's okay. No, first I want to marvel at the brilliance of my co-stars and of my father, my paterfamilia, creator, architect, because everything that everyone said about the lessons that they took from this all sort of, I love that we all dovetail, that we've all taken a lot of the same messages and a lot of the same lessons out of this, and it all builds on each other. I think the idea that the specific is universal is so poignant. That specificity in character and specificity in intention and specificity in story is so universal, and that's true of everyone. And it leads into the idea that when you're pursuing a life and when you're pursuing a path, really your highest calling is to be the best, truest, most honest and honored version of you as possible, because that's the only way that you can bring to the world what it is you're supposed to bring, and that's the only way to be the hero that you're supposed to be. And really like understanding that those things, that whatever it is that makes you special and whatever it is that you are willing to delve into and be brave enough and be vulnerable enough to be, is what you have to offer to the world. And I also love the lesson that no matter where you are in your life, when you come to this, either as a member of the community or as a voice actor or as a creator or whatever, you couldn't have come to it, I think, in my experience, at any other time. I feel like I feel so fortunate to have come to this universe and this community at this moment in my life, and not a decade ago or or longer. I don't think that I would have come to it with the same amount of gravitas or wisdom or gratitude. And I think that each of us coming to it at the moment that we've come to it has brought so much along with it. It's really, it sort of is part of what's created the patina of what our community is. And I know that all of us are very grateful. So just to be a part of it, and to be part of it globally, where we all get to be part of this thing together, and that we all got brought here right now. So.
Thank you.
And the world could always use more heroes, right? And I think one of the great things about it is right now we're in this time where, everyone gets a chance to be a hero, because the idea about being a hero, it's like, when there's challenges, that's when, the heroic thing is to step up and kind of do the hard thing, or do the tough thing. And I think, that's something that we're all facing right now. So we all sort of have a chance to unleash that inner hero.
Yeah. Literally, all you have to do is stay home and play video games. Being a hero right now. That's why I think it's so great that Overwatch, they're the real heroes now, that, the guys are playing.
By talking about video games, there's like a lot of questions if you guys play video games. But I can say for sure that Michael has been playing a lot of Animal Crossing.
Yeah, we all know that.
Funny.
So do you guys play anything?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Badly.
mean, I played a lot when I was younger. I was absolutely like I was a super gamer when I was younger. Started with tabletop and D&D and role playing games, and then moved on to computer games because of time. It takes a lot of time to put together a campaign and put a lot of people together for D&D. And then I took a long hiatus. And then recently, when Overwatch was about to come out, we invested in a PlayStation. And I started going down the rabbit hole again a little bit more. Although I get finding the time for it is always hard, but I got very excited when The Last Guardian came out because there's a giant furry puppy dragon in it. Like it's the story of a boy and his dragon. I don't understand what could possibly be wrong with this game. It's perfection. It could be a quokka dragon. That might be cool. But that and a lot of story games. And then I am really bad at Overwatch, but I do attempt to play it as every event. I did play my 9 games to get the holy skin. I was very proud of myself. I felt very badly for anyone who had to play on my team during those 9 games, but
you have wings right now. You got wings.
I wore a sort of
nice.
shirt.
Good job.
We're doing Brazil, so I wanted to be
Not.
festive.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Lucie, Jen, I know that Carol tried to play Overwatch.
We played the tester, the beta, whatever the magic word is. When we were at BlizzCon, we played a little bit of Overwatch 2 together, and she was doing great. You saved me. You played Mercy, and you revived me.
Yes!
When I was Reinhardt.
I thought I was Tracer. What? I thought I was Tracer. I don't know, man. But all I know is I was trying to kill some people, and I don't know who I was killing.
I'm pretty sure you were Mercy.
I think Carol was the one who was like, like walking right into a wall and just like, how do you?
That's me when I play. I walk straight. Turn.
So I went and played with.
Theo was not that great. Okay.
No. We were all terrible.
Sorry, yourself. I was an awesome Reinhardt. I mean, I had someone standing next to me telling me what to do. But I actually think I'm going to be better at Overwatch 2 than I am at the original Overwatch because I tend to do better in story mode and.
That's what I've been waiting for myself.
Oh, we can all group up together and do another charity stream while we play together. That's going to be awesome.
Oh.
And I interrupted you. You were saying something about playing a game, Jen.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like I notoriously have terrible hand-eye coordination. Unbelievable. So I'm a terrible driver, and I'm not good at basketball, and like really bad. So not a gamer at all. And when I was in England, I went and played with Valkia, who those of you on Twitch might know Valkia. He's a big Pharah player. And so he has developed a training program to teach people to get better.
I need that.
And I was so unspeakably terrible that even though I improved, I think I improved 70-something% over the time that we played. I only made it to 20% better, and I still was awful. And I'm a lefty, but it said you must be using your weaker hand. You must be a righty using your left hander. I was unbearably terrible. So I'm really bad. I've played 5 times ever, and I'm really, really bad.
You could be good at other games. You could be good at role-playing games and story games and other
Tetris.
Sure. Yes, I'm great at Tetris. I'm
Tetris
great.
is
I'm amazing.
amazing.
But role-playing games, amazing. Yes, because my nickname in college was Stratego because I'm totally strategic, and I'm very good at that. But hand-eye coordination, no dice, no way. Bad.
If you're a bad driver, I'm really glad that we didn't force you to move to Los Angeles yet.
Terrible. I'm a terrible, terrible driver. I'm so bad. Bad.
In your car.
No, you don't want to. No, I'm bad. No, bad driver. Famously.
Lucie, besides Tetris, did you play something else?
No, I'm a purist. Only Tetris. I'm also a horrible driver. I play-
Lou.
no, I should not have a driver's license. I don't know why they gave it to me. That was a mistake on their part.
I wore a short skirt. That's why. That's literally. I wore a short skirt for the test.
I took my test in LA, and you guys will know how ridiculous this is, and I failed twice. And in LA, for those of you that don't know watching this, all you have to do is pull out of the parking lot, go around the block, and then like you don't even have to park. You can like jump out of the car basically, and they're like, fine. And I failed that twice. So anyway, so that I don't have great hand-eye coordination. I played Overwatch. I will be honest, it was a lot of button mashing, but somehow I got play of the game. So
Damn.
Yay!
Wow.
I just went like this.
Yep.
That's my strategy in life for most things, anyway. Michael's like, my head. No, stop it.
So we have another donations from. Okay, this one is funny. Funny nickname, dude. Booty farts 22.
Booty farts.
We love you, booty farts.
Love booty farts. Booty farts
is
the man.
actually. I just found this out. Booty farts is Taylor in real life.
Ooh.
Who knew?
You
Booty
might have
farts.
started something
Mwah, thank you.
from their
Thank you
scene.
so much, Booty farts. Undoleria and Ludi, thanks so much for the donations.
Yay.
Yay! Thank you.
Okay, there's a question for all of you. What is the favorite line of your characters that you really enjoy? Is there any other line from other characters that you enjoy? And like Michael Chu, what's the favorite line in game that you wrote?
Oh, that's like picking your favorite child. How is he
Yeah.
going to do
No.
that?
How-
No.
All right, I'll
Sorry,
go last.
dude.
I have to think about it.
Okay, he's last. Start with you, Lucy. You're the one shining on the screen right now, so.
It changes on a daily basis for me. My favorite Mercy line. Today, maybe I would say, sometimes I'm not sure why I even bother. And then I always answer the same thing when I get asked this question. I would love to do some Widowmaker stuff just because I want to talk like this all day and eat croissants and baguette. No, one shot, one kill. I like that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Although the Roadhog say bacon one more time. Is that it?
Bacon one more.
Yeah. I did that at BlizzCon as Mercy, and I thought that was pretty great. Say bacon one more time. There you go.
Great.
Jen?
Well, I mean, in the current crisis, I keep on feeling like we are all in this together.
Yeah.
Is like the.
Oh.
It's so right now. It's my line right for the moment. But I think my favorite, if it wasn't mine, I usually say Widowmaker, and I'll do this. Step into my parlor, said the spider to the fly. Too freaking good. But the other one that I always love is, today's a good day for some mayhem. Like that's freaking, I love Junkrat. Junkrat's like my hero. Junkrat's
So good.
so good. Crackhead. So crazy. Hey, love him. Oh, so, yeah. That would
Caro,
be it.
your turn.
I love. Were you done talking? That's a real. But you can be real, and I think I'd like to say hack coronavirus.
Mhm.
But oh my God, I am obsessed with Junkrat, and I love when he says, and it's a terrible impression. If at first you don't succeed, blow it up again. Because I feel like it's just so insane. But so I'm voicing a new character in a Riot game, and it's in beta testing right now. And I've read on the line she's a Brazilian version of Junkrat because she likes explosives, and I might have a line that says, Fire in the hole!
No.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
Junkrat
Well,
coming true.
are you going to do like the Portuguese voices as well? Because that in Portuguese sounds really weird. Fogo no buraco. It's weird.
I don't know. I think I'm guessing they're dubbing her for Brazilian Portuguese players. I say a few things in the game, but it's just like words here and there. It's not full sentences.
Phew. I swear, I'm just
Uh,
gonna call you once now. I'm sorry.
no. I think it's is it in the game? Well, when the baseball skin
Yeah.
came out, and I remember we recorded a bunch of lines, and there was the one there is no crying in baseball.
Yeah.
I remember we were going back and forth about how to record that. Like, do you want that like Hanks-ish? And then we were like, no, we're making more Zenyatta-ish. But yeah, just the fact that I got to say
Oh,
that.
God.
That skin has a lot of voice
That's
lines.
funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
good.
had fun with that
Yeah.
one.
That was awesome. But as far as the I think I got to agree with the Junkrat Chris Parsons. He has so much fun. He gets to go nuts. But I don't envy him at conventions though when he has to do that like all day long. So I'm definitely glad to be Zenyatta at cons. I can just let's play it all day. So I love all of my lines at cons.
Anjali?
I too, mine kind of depends on the day, and Symmetra has so many, and I use so many of Symmetra's lines in real life, either in traffic or when I'm cleaning. So it's, it's such an easy thing to do. But I think still to this day my two favorites are that old school welcome to my reality, because the idea of just like, you're in my world now, suck it, like I love that about her.
Is that a Symmetra line?
That's the next line. Right after,
Now it is.
yeah, right
But whenever
after,
Anjali has a party too, that's
let
when
me
she
say
opens the
don't,
door.
but
That's
I just want to say, and then of course the new ultimate, because I was so excited when Michael let me know that they were going to give her some lines in Hindi, and that her ultimate was going to change at the same time, and it became this huge big thing. And I remember in the session, Michael said, "This is your justice reigns from above." So, so now I would like it's so much fun to be like, "Yahi param basta dikhta hai," and it feels empowering, and it's another reality line which I dig, because everything about, I love just the concept to her that she's like, I don't care what you think reality is, but my reality is the reality. So that is it. So I love both of those. And then pretty much anything that I can use, like I said, in traffic or while cleaning.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember, but the last time we did it was 2018 probably. The last time we did like the live stream together, you spent 5 minutes trying to teach everyone from the live stream to say her new ultimate, and I never forget it.
It's actually much easier than I think. We all get intimidated by new sounds and by new languages, but when you break it up phonetically, it's not as difficult as all of that. So
But I never forget how to say it. It was a great teacher.
I'm glad.
Let's hear you say it. Vitor,
Why?
go
No,
for it.
I'm no voice actor.
Come on.
Yahi paran vasta vekta he.
See?
Oh yeah, that's
Good.
That's good.
Number one,
I'm
job.
impressed.
Auntie is very pleased. Auntie thinks you've done a wonderful job.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
Michael, your turn.
Oh, right.
No escaping from this
so
reality, my friend.
I think my favorite voice line, at least certainly my most used voice line, is probably May's sorry voice line.
Yeah.
And then everyone was talking about fun Junkrat lines, so I really like when he's like, the hunter lays a trap for his prey. I don't know. I always think he's a fun character, right?
Michael, how about you tell us which are your favorite voice lines of our characters?
Oh, okay.
That's good.
Left out.
Oh boy, I'm like,
Oh,
okay,
no.
Let's see. What's my
Carol.
favorite? Yeah, this is hard. You put me on the spot now. I see. I always get confused if Sombra lines are Moira lines. I always like.
They're very similar.
think-
There are a lot
I
of
think
us who give a
this-
lot of shade.
Yeah. Does Sombra have the line that's like, it's like, I know the cadence. It's like, I'd love to blah, 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 but I won't.
I'd love to stay in
I'd
chat.
love
but-
Love to stay in
chat,
chat, but I won't. Yeah. So I like that one.
Okay.
For Zenyatta, it's a genre of lines. I like lines where, when spoken by any other character, they would be intensely like offensive or rude. But like Zenyatta's just like, no, I'm just trying to help you out. It's fine. So all his kind of custom lines for that are great. For Farah, I would have to say Justice Reigns from Above. Just, iconic.
I mean, like,
it's,
whenever it's
the
in game,
ultimate.
it's just this ring from but I get your point.
Right, that's right.
I had to sign on countless things. Justice rays from
Yeah.
That's like, yeah.
I also like
Very
her
funny.
what is it, like Your Eye in the Sky, and kind of the Do you want to know the weather? Those are kind of funny.
Oh, I love, yeah.
so
Want to know the
that part.
forecast? Right.
Let's see, Symmetra. You were not meant for greatness. Pretty good.
Yeah, that was one of mine
yeah.
for a long time because it's just so shady and
So great.
It's so shady, and at the same time, you're like not sure if she insulted you or not. 'cause
Yeah.
it's so just kind of, she said it so elegantly, but she just really dissed you.
The best insult created ever for a video game.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and it's very auntie appropriate. Like I can totally hear one of my Indian aunties saying that, and let us discuss your failures. Both of those. I'm like,
that was my other one.
Ouch.
Okay, and then for Mercy, I think it's got to be Medic. Oh wait, that's me.
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
Oh, I forgot to say, because we were supposed to say our other characters' favorite lines. I love anything that comes out of Reinhardt's mouth, because Darren DePaul's voice just makes me happy as that character, and it's so full of manic, joyous, rambunctious awesomeness that even when he says his name, like Reinhardt, I'm like, oh my god, this is so much fun! I don't care what's happening, I'm having fun. So I love all of his. And then I know it's not a voice line in the game, but I love Sombra's from the short. Relájate, I'm not going to kill you.
Yeah.
Can I ask what this and they say is about in the chat? It's very West of House. You know what's going on. Explain.
What does that mean?
I'm not seeing anything in the chat.
If you
And they say.
so
If you
there's a genre voice line on the communication wheel for Overwatch where basically people will shorten the lines and then spam them, and so and they say. I believe that's and they say chivalry is dead. But there's a few other ones that get used a lot. Like there's a Torbjorn one. I think.
He has so many great lines that make no sense.
I can't remember which one it is, but yeah.
I can't remember them, but they're like, don't trust the ottoman before you put your feet on it, or things like, he has these weird sayings that I can't remember one of them right now, but you created so many cool ones.
And they say.
And they
Got
say.
it.
And they say.
There are more 2 donations from Max and Asselgors that actually sent a donation with a question for Michael. Michael, can you please give me one random fact about Soldier 76? I really need to. He's my favorite character, and I need to expand my encyclopedia.
Random fact. Oof. He's from Indiana, so I think he probably plays basketball.
Okay.
Nice.
I realize that like this actually doesn't connect in my head. It makes sense, but yeah. So just take those 2 facts.
Okay.
Can I ask Michael to talk about Reaper's line about the refrigerator? Like, not even Reaper loves, and it's so cool. Nobody knows what it means.
I get so many questions about that. Yeah, so Reaper has a line where he says it's in the refrigerator, and I guess because it's Reaper, most people who don't know what it's a reference to think that he's just sort of making some sort of like murderer joke. But it's actually, because he's from Los Angeles, so it's a reference to the great Chick Hearn's very famous monologue he'd give when the Lakers are about to win, and so that's it's in the refrigerator. Gabriel Reyes, big LA sports fan.
Mm.
Oh, so much fun trivia.
Yeah.
People ask me about that one a lot, actually, because they're like, "What is the deal with this line?" Like, oh yeah, it's actually it's actually a good thing.
Yeah. So I think you were
Yeah.
the one who said that you guys put a lot of I don't think encrypted is the word, but you guys put a lot of Easter eggs on the stories, and I don't remember if it was you who said that you don't know if it's funnier when the people get it right or the funnier when they don't get it all.
Hmm. I don't know if I said that, but I
But-
do certainly think it's when like that refrigerator line's a good example. It's like, oh, that's actually that's totally just a straight reference. So yeah, it's kind of interesting how the lines
But
have.
will you guys not? Sorry, but you guys put like a lot of reference inside of the story. Will we ever have like a I don't know, a post, a book telling like each one of those references and when we got it right? Because I mean, get people crazy trying to figure them out.
Yes.
Hey, Anjali, you look like you were gonna say something.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna ask Caro to talk about Arturito.
Oh, that's exactly what I thought of
That's
too.
another really, really cute one about the bear.
Yeah.
Tell them about
That's
the
my-
bear. I like the bear.
That's my nugget. It's fun. So when y'all put a teddy bear on Sombra's bed in the back of her, like in her little set, I don't know what they're called. Everyone's like, "What's the teddy bear's name?" And I was like, "I don't know." And so then I kept thinking about cool Hispanic names that would make sense. And I have a friend who's a composer who calls me Sombrita, so I call him Arturito. And then like my wheels started turning, and all Latinos or Spanish speakers in the entire world have thought that R2D2 in Star Wars is Arturito, but that it's been
Oh,
mispronounced.
funny.
Oh,
And then
yeah, I remember that.
So like if you watch it translate dubbed, you'll see that they'll say R2D2 because it's the letters and the numbers. But when you hear it in English, R2D2, you're like, it's Arturito, not Arturito.
Oh, that's
That's funny.
So I told Michael that I thought that would be a great name for the teddy bear, but Michael took it to a whole other level and had to make Hammond with it. So instead of just saying, "No, the teddy bear's name is Arturito," he wrote the line that I say to Hammond, "You remind me of my teddy bear Arturito," and Hammond squeals. And then I go, I say something like,
That is a
but-
deep dive.
Yeah.
Keep going. Gotta finish the end.
"Oh, sorry." And then I say something like, "But I like him way better," or we recorded a few, but he's way cuter. I can't remember the one they chose. So anyway, it's funny because I'm dissing him. And then I mean, I make fun of Hammond a lot. It's terrible.
Mhm.
Why you gotta make fun of the little guy?
Ask for it. Yeah, and I think to the second part of your question, I mean, in theory, we could probably just make a list of everything, but I sort of think that's not as fun.
That's no fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you have to figure out, read through lots of lists that have correct ones and incorrect ones and accidental ones. That's a whole genre too.
Oh man.
No reference.
I
I
would find that though. If you guys made a book with all the freaking references of where
Yeah.
things came from, I would so be all over it.
me too.
Oh, wow.
Because
Wait,
like
can I ask something?
sure.
Overwatch Monopoly behind you?
Yes.
It looks like it.
What?
Oh.
What?
Wait, what?
I didn't know that existed.
Me either.
Wow.
I had no idea.
Officially licensed.
No.
And there is Tracer, Lucio. Wait, there's more. I know there's more. Reaper on the side. Mercy, Diva.
Oh.
And I think the last one is Winston. He's on this side, but there's a
What?
That's amazing.
What a great eye, Lucy.
That's amazing.
Very cool.
Yeah, well
couldn't-
spotted,
They
Lucy.
couldn't put Sombra
All right,
and
couldn't get
Symmetra
over
in there because both of us would teleport or translocate to any
But-
spot on the board.
By the way,
So-
Theo, I still have this.
Oh yes, yes.
And this.
Yay.
Oh yay.
Yay.
Yeah.
I say that exclusively for Theo because I remember when I got this, he looked at me. You really gonna want that to sign up? And I say, of course, dude. Why not? And he was like, yeah, you're gonna grab a pen. And he ran to get a pen. That was the cutest thing ever.
Aww.
Uh,
She's very cute.
so
Hey, how's the charity going? Have we gotten some donations?
yeah, we have more donations. Oh, but it's because I'm using second screen and that's really small. So there's Ludi donated, Neko and Kepler to B.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Nice.
All right,
Thank
Kepler.
you.
I think we reached 229. Oh my god, it's so bad to read on this. Wait. Yeah, $280.
Yay!
Nice.
That's
Thank you guys so much.
awesome.
That is almost
Nice.
1,000 real.
Amazing.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So cool.
So there is like a bunch of questions on the same way. I'm gonna try to gather all of them in one, and we can answer this question, and we can go to the last part of this because we already reached to 1.5 hours almost. So
Oh wait, okay, wait. So should we squeeze in right now a round of happy birthday to Vitor because it's his birthday?
Oh
wait,
yeah,
wait,
yeah.
wait,
let's
wait,
do
wait.
that,
So
yeah.
I'm
Okay.
gonna ask you guys one question,
Uh,
and then I'm gonna ask you all to do a really different thing. I don't know if you ever did it on a live stream or together, but I really want to do it with you guys. So the question is I think you already heard this question a million times. People want to know is what did your characters gave to you, and what you gave to these characters? And
Okay,
I can expand this question for Theo. Sorry, Theo, you're on my mind. I want to expand. I want to expand this question for Michael in a way that I know that when you're working when you're working on a project, you have like I don't think I don't know how much of this boundaries you have was so big on creating Overwatch, but how much of your personal experience was you able to get inside of the Overwatch stories, and how happy you were with the results of it? But
Am I
while you
going
think
first
of,
then? Okay,
but
good.
Yeah.
you wanna be the last one to answer?
I don't care.
Okay, so you can go for the first one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the Overwatch stories and the characters, they all have some part of me in them. I think, I really relate to a lot of kind of the experiences and the different aspects of the story. And so I try and take a lot of inspiration from that, but also from just other, stories I like, and a lot of stuff that came out of the process of making Overwatch, like working with an awesome team and working with these amazing actors, like their experiences, their stories, their interests, they all sort of, come into the whole pot, and then we figure out something that comes out of it. So yeah, I think it's really awesome, and I sort of feel like if you really like Overwatch, then you've probably gotten a little slice of the things that I like.
Lucie, go for it.
Oh, okay. So I think for me, my favorite part about all of the characters on Overwatch, especially Mercy, but just because I'm closest to Mercy, obviously, is that she's a true three-dimensional female character, of which there aren't that many chances for us women to play now, more and more, but she's truly three-dimensional, and she's a true female character for me because she's so feminine and so soft and compassionate, and has so many of those like sort of inherent female qualities, but then she's such a badass, and she's so educated, and she's sort of pragmatic, and so she has so many contrasts within herself. And I think that makes a real person. So playing her has made me embrace that about myself more. Not that I didn't before, but more. And what have I given Mercy? I don't know, some New York flavor, maybe. Some unexpected New York Swiss
New York
Nutella flavor.
Theo, go for it.
I think Zenyatta has helped me a lot. Just given me because when I would go to the studio to record, you have to give yourself like a few minutes just to breathe, decompress, relax, and get into that Zen kind of space. And I think it's a good place to be, and so I try to be a little more like Zenny, just kind of let things go and not get so upset about things that you might see on Twitter or from the Oval Office or that kind of thing. It's hard, but you do what you can.
Awesome, great, thank you, Jen.
I've told the story in a bunch of panels. So when I was in college and I was going for my BFA in acting, you go and you have a meeting with your advisor, and they're telling you whether you're accepted into the program or not, and what you specifically need to work on in order to become a better actor and a better performer. And my advisor sat me down and said, Jen, you are like a great piece of bread with too much butter on it. And we need to like scrape some of the butter off of you to get you back to just being a great piece of bread. And I remember at the time being like super like, what is that? What is she talking about? But of course, as I've got in my life, I'm like, oh, she nailed it. I'm like way too buttery. I'm a very buttery person. I'm like loaded up like that. Well, I've got a lot of stuff on me. And it was true. As an actor, I had to be able to scrape all the butter off and just sort of be my essential self and be still and be myself and just sort of stand in really simple, naked integrity. Do you know what I mean? And me as a person, I mean, I'm so all over the place. I'm so waka waka, like, all over. At Farah, it's the thing I love about her. She is not buttery. Like this is a very clear intentioned, straight shooting, no BS character. I love this about her. And she isn't in a cat suit, and she's unapologetically macho, and she's just fighting for good because that's what she believes in, and not because she somehow is, deranged and now she's out fighting for she's very clear, and she's very righteous, and she's very good, and she's got a lot of integrity. And I really appreciate that. So I like that she forces me to go into that zone. And I like that I have that to give her character, that I'm able to scrape off butter to be that when I'm doing her.
People in the chat are saying there should be a Farah bread skin.
Yeah.
There should be a Farah bread skin. I'm taking we need, like, she's dry, like we like put the butter on her, pull the butter off.
Rocket launcher should be butter.
Like just greased up, just like
just got that aviator skin, and now you need a bread skin.
I know, no, a bread skin. Oh my!
And everyone's making their sourdough starter right now. It's perfect.
That's true.
I'll just
very trendy. She's so hip. She's so on trend, Farah. Hashtag bread skin. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
hashtag bread skin.
Hashtag bread skin, please.
Totally, exactly.
Is a thing.
Hashtag bread skin. Hold on. Done. Hashtag bread skin. Done. Love it. Excellent.
Anjali.
I think, I mean, what I've taken from Symmetra is largely what I spoke about earlier. Is that it's one of my very favorite things about her is that we all are not just the product of our experiences, but how we deal with them and what we take away from them. And there are people who've had the roughest childhoods who somehow come out and are light and are moving forward. And there are people who have had particularly easy lives and find it hard to get out of the darkness. And has she grew up with so much struggle and so many potential obstacles to keep her down, but instead she has found a way to continue to hold on to her ideal of making the world a better place and creating a better world. Whether or not she aligned with the right company to do that, I mean, there's that. But the intentions were there. And I love that about her because it's a constant reminder that it doesn't matter what happens in my life. It doesn't matter what the plot points are. It matters what I do with them to create my own story as I go on through life. So, because life is life and bad things are going to happen and there are always going to be challenges, but what you do with them is what makes you who you are. So, I definitely carried that with her. And then what I've given her is just my experience with the judgmental Indian aunties because they don't mean to be judgmental. They just say things very directly.
Yeah.
And I feel like Symmetra is doing the same thing. Like she's not intentionally, she's not intentionally being a dick, but she says things where you're like, that was mean. That was painful. That hurt. That hurt. Let us discuss your failures is not something you say to people. But it is something that she says to people. So yeah, I think I've brought her my experience with judgmental Indian audience.
Amazing. Carol?
So first of all, Jen, you said you tell the story at panels all the time, and we've been at panels, and I've never heard that story in my life.
You've never heard that story?
Either.
I've heard it.
Rad.
Oh, I love that story so much. And what's great is that advisor still works at Emerson College where I went. And so when they had me a couple of years ago, they had me come and do like a TED talk and go advise and talk to all these people. I got to go see her. And I like told her how I tell that story to everyone about the piece of bread with too much butter on it. And she nailed it. It's like,
Sombra. Oh yeah. I thought I had a dark sense of humor till I met Lucie Pohl, and that's like a whole lot.
Oh my god.
But what I like about Sombra is that she has a dark sense of humor, and she uses it. Like I feel comedy has existed in life during all the Corona times and all of the times of ever eternity. So I think we connect on that. I love that Sombra's confident, and I just think that more of us need to embrace our confidence and like charge at life a little more confidently. So that's what I'd like to embrace more. And now that I have the microphone, we are going to sing "Happy Birthday"
Yes.
Oh yes.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Victor. Happy birthday to you.
Experience festivity.
Birthdays never die.
Thank you very much for all of this.
Of course.
2 more donations. Divioni, thank you so much. Thank you for the amazing stream. I love Overwatch. I love its amazing stories and characters. I love its amazing, and it cut it. I can see the rest. And our Queens, he gave us $110 for donation. Thank you so much for that, my friend.
Wow.
Hey, Jen just donated
thank
40
you.
bucks too. Thank you so much for that, guys. Thank you so
Oh my
much.
gosh.
Also, there is a little thing I want you guys to do, and I don't know if you guys were ever asked to do that, but we are on crazy times, and everything isn't sure for now. You guys know that. There's a lot of things happening we can't control. So I would like to play a little bit of Thanksgiving game, and I want you guys to say each other because I know you've been on this road for 3 years now, and I know you guys have created an amazing bond together. And I don't know if you ever had time to say what you guys are thankful for on this 3 years of relationship. And I would like you to be able to do that now.
What you
Wow.
want us to do is cry, because that's what all of us are going to end up doing. You do realize that.
Yeah, but
Oh, fun.
cry for love.
Cool. You know what is crazy is that the year Sombra came out, I was going through some really, really dark times personally. And Jen, Lucie, and Anjali were of the closest ladies I had that year. And it was crazy to be able to meet up with Lucie and Jen in New York all the time. And I'm getting teary-eyed. And Anjali, and have Anjali and all the crazy things we did. And then it's just weird how, like, Michael and I coincided at South by Southwest. Michael, I was going through hell that March. I don't know if you remember that. And like, you know what I mean? I just feel like it's crazy that like that year was instrumental for me in kind of like picking up the pieces. And the people on this chat were there, like getting to know Theo and Jess in the Philippines and stuff. Like all of that was just like part of kind of reconstructing my new life. And the fact that you guys were a part of it is instrumental in like who I am now, because you've inspired me as really strong, passionate people. And that's, you know, that says a lot to like what I've become and what I prioritize now. So thank you.
Okay, I'll jump on this. Actually, very similarly to Carolina, and you know, first time we hung out was we talked a little bit about this, that we were both going through some different things. My father passed away 2 months after we met at that first BlizzCon, and he was the greatest champion in my life of my acting career. And so it was already exciting that he actually got to see Symmetra come out before he passed. So Michael, I have you to thank for that, because he would go around the hospital. He was a surgeon. He would like talk to his friends, not go around the hospital, but talk to his doctor friends about my daughter, the superhero. And and he got to see that because of you. And then getting to have this newfound family right after that, after he had passed, really felt like it felt a lot like the whole next few years, and still to this day it feels a lot like he's up there directing. Okay, now you're going to meet this person because this person is incredible, and now I'm going to send this person to you because this person is incredible. And every single one of you and every single person that I've gotten a chance to really spend quality time with in this cast has been so much a part of my family that I just keep wanting to have you all over to my house all the time and hang out all the time. And I'm super grateful that I lost one member of my family and I gained all of you. So thanks.
We can't go over to your house right now, though.
Yeah, I know. I just brought you into my house by Zoom. Michael, you're the only person in this chat that hasn't been at my house.
Oh, that's true, I think.
I know you live a little farther away, though. Although Jen and Lucy live in New York, so that's not.
I don't know. I think it takes about the same amount of time.
Michael's the only person who hasn't been in my house, too.
From your place to our place as it takes to get from
Actually, now would probably be the best time to make that drive.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that,
no traffic at all.
I can say with authority, Michael, it takes half as long to get to your neck of the woods now. So, anyway.
Okay, Michael, care to share your feelings about this?
Yeah, so, I've said this before, but one of the great things about working on Overwatch is that usually when we make games, we do these things, like we work together a couple times maybe, and, the thing goes out the door, and it's kind of, okay, I'll see you on the next project. And with Overwatch, more than any other project that I've worked on, because obviously a lot of them have had, long lives, like, it's been a joy to be able to like pop into the booth and hear and work with you all again, and like get to do the next chapter of these characters and continue to build them out and to continue to like
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Everybody.
Okay,
Well,
Is there sound now?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know
Just-
what's
I
happening.
don't know. Sound is good.
One of us just at least.
Oh my God, no
Someone
sound.
say thank you for donating.
Wait,
and thank you for joining.
You know what? Should we We should probably all finish
Wait, there's-
answering, and then
There's
Elizabeth?
more Theo and Lucy to go.
And Jen, too.
And Jen.
Victor doesn't care
Oh, the
about
sound's
me.
back.
I do
know.
care. I do
I
care.
know.
I
He
do
doesn't care at
It's
all.
back.
do
That's the.
care.
I
Don't
know.
say that.
I know. I'm chopped liver, guys. I'm just too much butter on a piece
in
of
my
bread.
book,
That's
honey.
all.
You know,
I know,
think
thank you.
Vicky
I know.
got all that excess
I-
butter, though.
I do
I
care.
Right to my
I do
I
care.
think he got
I
the
just
excess butter.
slid right
Yeah,
off his
slid right
mind.
off
I
it.
just, I know. That's it.
Right onto your office.
It's
So
because
sad.
I can't multitask. I'm sorry. Whenever like people say there's an issue in there, my brain just freezes. By the way, I never want to play poker with Michael Chu. Like he's tweeting, he's talking on the stream. He's doing all things, but he has like this poker face, like he has no expression at all. It's amazing.
Genius. Yeah. It's an.
Michael
excellent
has the
skill.
best poker face ever. Michael always has a poker face. Always.
It's true. Whenever we ask him questions, it's true.
And man, keep a secret.
If
Yes.
you work at Blizzard for as many years as I did, you learn how to not answer questions.
But you keep your face so well composed. I mean, that's the impressive. It's like, whoa, my God.
I don't know.
You
I always
give away
wonder if
nothing.
I always wonder if they got one of those micro expression analyst people to like look at me. They'd just be like, "Oh, now we know everything about every character."
Maybe. Oh, that would be good. We need one now. I'll build on what you said though, Michael. I've been in voice casts of other games before. I've been in a bunch of other games, and there's never in my experience been a game that turned into like being in a sleepaway camp bunk like this one has. It's like being in a show together for a long run. It's like being on a TV show together and being in a cast together. It has been so much fun. And by some total miracle of either luck or great judgment, everybody who was cast in the game is so freaking cool and is so much fun and so smart and such a pleasure to be around. And everyone is just lovely and generous and kind and fun to have adventures with. So Michael, I don't know what part you had to do with that part of it. You created our universe, which we all love. And so for that, I'm forever grateful. And for your ramen recommendations, which I didn't get to go to the freaking place you told me to go to before this whole coronavirus thing. I'm like so sad. But yeah, so thank you for that. And gang and my voice castmates, we've gotten to have these crazy domestic and international adventures together. We've had just like peeing in your pants, laughing, crazy, bizarro adventures together. It's been like a forced, amazing situation where we all got like real close, real fast. And it's just, we all know each other very well and have seen each other really like do our thing. And we know who knows how to operate in this situation and who knows how to operate in that situation. It's so much fun and such a gift to find yourself part of a family that you had no idea was going to turn into a family. So when we say Overwatch family, it's sincere. I mean, it's really, it's extraordinary. It's a gift. It's an unexpected, totally fabulous gift that fell out of the sky. It's been wonderful. So I'm very grateful to everyone, this gang that we're all looking at.
Fans were tracking Jen Cohn's movements all over the Philippines. They would turn up and the most you're like, oh, what? Like,
You just told the story about the guy who sat down at lunch with me and my mother.
Oh, that's
I mean, that was like,
yes.
I just told that story. Yeah.
Crazy. And then our forays into the medical system,
where you would be like the head doctor of the entire Philippines, like you would be the medical expert.
That's a story for another time, kids.
Theo, get your mush on.
Oh well, I'm just so thankful for yeah, you guys. It's like you're saying, it is pretty crazy and rare to think that you could cast that many actors and not one jerk in the whole bunch. Because come on, that's pretty crazy in Hollywood. That doesn't happen very much.
Oh my God.
But
Yeah.
yeah, everyone is a gem, and it's just. And it's just this. There was that Rolling Stone article that came out, like, and it was a Darren. It was, I don't know if he was misquoted or not, but basically it was like kind of like we're the Beatles, and the fact that we got to experience this. That for me, it was nice to have that kind of support system and this family, so we can go through this together. This because it's such a strange phenomenon that that I don't think anyone could really understand if you weren't going through it with them. So just so glad to have you guys, and yeah, love it.
Yeah, same, everything same. I think that's the definition of family anyway, right? That like have these like insane experiences together that nobody else really can understand because they're so specific to
Yes.
experience.
Yes.
Yeah, we were thrown in. It is amazing. We were thrown into this thing, and none of us had experienced anything like it, and so it made us become instant family because we were, first of all, also the only people we could talk to about what was going on because nobody else could understand or relate. So I think that brought us really close real fast. And yeah, I agree. It's pretty incredible to have a group of people that are so interesting and cool and kind and yeah, so it's been an amazing experience, and I think it's gonna be sticking around for a while. Our family love,
Yep.
it's forever.
Yay. Yay.
Yay!
Well, I think that's.
And I get to
why
ask
we-
you guys questions now.
Ooh. Okay.
Really?
No, I just mean in general. The roles are reversed now. I'm gonna be the one going after you guys. Like, hey, what's
I
going
was
on?
waiting for a question. Like I thought he was planning all this time for a question.
I know. I was like, you can text us.
So I just want to
Michael has
thank
to get
you
used to
for
getting
what you're.
questions. Oh, sorry, go.
No. I mean, we want to thank you too for what you're doing with EcoPoint and everything. It's so wonderful, and I know that there was that lovely profile on you that Blizzard put out recently, so people could learn more about you and what you're doing. But what you are doing is precisely the thing that Michael has been talking about since the beginning of this stream about a world worth fighting for. You're out there actually doing things to make that happen. So we're really grateful that we are so grateful that you exist and that so many people in this community are taking that lesson that Blizzard put out there in this game, taking it personally and taking that ball and running with it. It's a really, really, it's a super special thing.
Yeah, that's one thing that people ask me about is why did I start this? It's because of Michael Chu work. Without him, I could never ever have done this. Because like I never had a chance to do something that felt part of the game without breaking the immersion. Like I could never do this with World of Warcraft. People were gonna like, oh, I'm gonna be the Horde. Horde don't plant stuff. I'm never gonna do that. Doing that with Diablo, we're gonna do a cult. That's not the plan. So like because of his work, and of course I tried to do everything right by Blizzard. I have like the community manager from Overwatch at the time working by my side. I don't know if you ever talked to Celso about it, Michael.
Not too much.
Yeah, but I was like, I'm gonna do this. Just let me know that what I'm doing is right. I'm not breaking any rules. He was like, okay, just gonna keep this quiet. And just I want to ask you this last question because I think it's more directed to you than to them. But how did the start of the EcoPoint impact not only you but the team? Because like I heard a bunch of people from the dev team that like they were moved and touched by this happening, and I want to know from you.
It's amazing. I think of all the great things that came out of Overwatch and Overwatch's existence in the world, it's one of the best, because to me it's a very tangible thing. We talk about wanting to make show a future worth fighting for and to inspire people to be heroes. And I think what you and your group did is like literally found a way to take that and the ethos and the ideas and the spirit that we were trying to inspire and became a real thing. And I think that the idea, it's so flattering to us that something for us, which is a story and a virtual thing that we've created, could have a real world counterpart. I think is amazing. And whatever inspiration that you got from us, I think that your actions and the things that you were able to accomplish inspire us, tenfold.
Oh, so beautiful.
So I think it's time to say goodbye for everyone. So let me change this.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having
Sorry,
us.
This was so nice.
I chose the wrong screen. It would look awful in there. Sorry, it was for 1 second. There is some donations from Jupiter. Jupiter 88, Tecto Booty. Sometimes I have a mind of 5 years old whenever I read things like that. Stanford, Bridge Burner, and Ness. Thank you all for
Ness.
Yes. Yay.
Thank you everyone on this room for being here, for accepting this invitation. I was pretty nervous when you all started to say yes, because I was like, no, I need to do something on this quarantine to help people, but I don't know what. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna start with Carol, because I know she's gonna be in this. And I was like, I'm gonna call Feodor, I'm gonna call Jen, I'm gonna call Anjali, because like we already done this thing together. And I was like, I have to try to call Lucie. I don't know if she's gonna talk to me, but I'm gonna try call her.
Oh,
Yeah, not because of anything like. Yeah, because like I know all you guys have like a bunch of time, so a random guys appeared on your Instagram message box, and you're like, I don't know, and then I also had to try to get into Michael, because without him, I don't think we were ever being here at all. So I want to thank you all.
Yeah.
For being here.
Thank you so much. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. This was so nice. This was such a good way for you to spend your birthday, Victor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Really special.
Birthday ever. Like,
this was wonderful.
Sombra, Zenyatta, Farah, Symmetra, and Mercy singing birthday from is gonna be unforgettable.
Yay!
And Michael as the puppet master of all these characters.
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely.
I wanna thank you everyone who has been watching this stream, helping with donations, sharing. I wanna thank you to the moderators that have been helping a lot during the chat, because there's a bunch of people talking all the time, and without you guys, I would went crazy for now. So see you guys later.
Yay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Good to see you guys.
Stay safe.
Drink water and wash your hands.
Yes. Hydrated. Hydrated.